Hello, my name is Mithrindil, and I'd like to start this video off by wishing you all a very happy Christmas. Unless of course I don't actually upload this video on Christmas. Maybe Boxing Day? Although I should probably explain to those people in America, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas, and it's pretty much where the people that work on Christmas, they have their holiday then instead, like doctors and policemen and stuff. I should also probably say that at the beginning of the video I might have seen my house burning down. Don't worry, that happened in a single player world. I've still got my Christmas house, as you can see here. It's all intact. So yeah, I haven't done one of these announcement videos in ages. Pretty much I just want to go and tell you all the things that I'm planning, and all the things that I might want to do over the next few years. That's a bit optimistic. Maybe the next year or two. I'd like to finish finding Steve, because I did, if you follow me on Twitter, I posted a couple of months ago that I was working in part 2. I wrote up the script, I've built the set. I just need to find a group of friends to build it with. And that's really hard because all my friends, like, some of them live in Sweden, some of them live in flipping like America, Australia. The time zones are so different that when you've got a bunch of people studying for exams, they've only got such a small amount of time they can play Minecraft. It's really hard to find just like a time where you can all work together on a certain project, which means I've got to rely on my friends from school. I don't really have many friends at school. Well, I do, but they don't really play Minecraft. So Finding Steve should be coming within the next decade, part 2 at least anyway. The exact same thing happened with my old channel. I uploaded one, Finding Steve, and that was it. It was never heard of again. But I'd also like to tell you that I'm working on developing like a new style. I've been reading into what makes a Let's Play video entertaining, and I've been trying to like write out, not really a set episode plan, but a bunch of ideas that would really make my Mumblecraft episodes slightly less boring. Not that they're boring at the moment, they're getting better. Some of the first ones are quite tedious, but they are getting better, as I said before. What I could start the video off maybe is like show an exciting clip that's kind of funny, kind of not funny. I think I did that with my last survival games actually, and you'd pretty much see that and you think, oh, I want to watch the rest of that video. Then, after that short exciting clip, it would go to my intro, of course. That's all the branding and whatnot. Then I'd do a nice little cinematic, because I do love having little cinematics at the beginning of my videos. It just kind of adds a cool little edge of creativity to it, so it doesn't just feel like I'm playing Minecraft and ranting all this... Not ranting, but you know what I mean. Just all the boring dialogue. So yeah, that's one of my many goals for the next year. Amongst which, my goals, I would also like to reach maybe 500 subscribers next year? Or maybe 1,000, is that optimistic? I was gonna aim for 250 by New Year, but that was when I had planned, like, I had this plan for doing 2 Christmas short films, and my friend Adam was gonna remix my YouTube voice, and I like to do my YouTube videos in sets of 3, you know, I've got a random video, a survival games, and a Mumblecraft, and this would have been 2 short films, Christmas-based short films, and, of course, the remix by Adam, but I didn't really have time to do the short films. I wrote up scripts for them, didn't get around to it, and sadly something's happened to Adam. I don't really know what it is, but he's not been able to do too much recently. We've been playing a little bit of Minecraft, and he seems okay. But yeah, you might have noticed at the beginning of my video, I said, hello, my name's Mithrindil. Well, if you've watched a lot of my videos, you'll know that I really have trouble pronouncing the letter R. It's one of those stupid like speech therapy things. It's an impediment. But sometimes I might be like, hello, my name's Mithrindil. You know, I pronounce the R as like a W. It's one of those really annoying, stupid things, and I really wish I didn't have it. Maybe I'd be able to sing better if I did that. Not that I sing much in my videos, and if you have heard me sing, you'll probably not want to watch any of my videos again, but, you know. I think I might go with the Mithrindil. You know, it's got this kind of Nordic... You know, the whole Skyrim thing where they pronounce the th as like a t. It's like, I come from... I can't think of an example. It's like, what? They say... oh my god, I can't think of a single word that begins with th, but they pronounce it as a t. Mithrindil. That sounds weird as well. Maybe I'll work on that. I'll come up with a better name. Of course it'll be Mithrindil, but I pronounce it differently. Oh yeah, another thing I should have mentioned earlier. I want to do like a 360-degree video of the server, Some of my favourite YouTubers are doing that at the moment, like Mumbo Jumbo did a 360 degrees tour of his base in Hermitcraft. Familycraft Dad did a 360 degree server tour. I think he went through VDP, September Town, the roller coaster place, I can't remember, theme park, that's what it's called. Or maybe it's got a better name than just theme park. There was also... He showed one more place. Oh yeah, the Sky City. I don't think I've shown that in any of my videos. I could probably do that. Or I could probably just link you to Familycraft's video. That'd probably be a little bit better. And what I would probably do, maybe just one of my castle. Maybe the spawn chunks as well, because I don't think that was covered in the video. And I do have a couple of buildings there. But, apart from that, that's all I've really got to say. I don't know, I could probably talk about Christmas, like, I might be getting a new microphone for Christmas, and to be honest, I mean, am I ashamed to say this? I don't know, I don't really like the whole consumeristic thing of Christmas, you know, you're pressured into buying presents for someone else, but it's all cool, it's all in goodwill, and as long as you remember that it's all about, you know, giving and being nice to one another and all that stuff, it doesn't particularly need to be religious or anything. But it's always good to keep the good vibes around Christmas, and you know, despite all the consumerism, I might be getting a new microphone, so expect some slightly better microphone quality. I know with a lot of my videos, sometimes I record the video and I talk on top of them. At least that's just what I'm doing here, because it's easier to edit out all the keyboard noises when they don't actually exist. Yeah. I don't know, I think I could do a lot more YouTube next year. Like, I'm wanting to take a gap year, probably in Sweden, because I've been learning Swedish for the last 2 years. Although, I've also been learning French for 6 years, I stopped that though, for a while. So maybe 6 months in Sweden, 6 months in France. It's not the kind of thing you can just organize in 10 seconds, so I think that's what I'm going to do in the Christmas holidays. And also, maybe, I've got my exams coming up, and although I did get all the grades I needed last year, it was quite good grades. I mean, they're good enough grades to get into university anyway. I should probably, I mean, it would be a waste of a year if I studied advanced higher physics, chemistry and mathematics and I didn't actually, you know, put 100% effort in. I had a chemistry test a couple of weeks ago and I got a pretty good score in it. I think it was an A, which is pretty awesome, even though it was... it's not really a big test, it's one of those... We've got these unit assessments in Scotland to test your ability, but there's lots of teachers that are thinking of going on strike because these unit assessments just put too much stress on the pupils and they don't really have time to do the coursework. But anyway, that's going off course a lot. If I did a gap year in France or Sweden, I'd probably get a job somewhere. In the evening, I'd probably do a lot of music, read, even socialise, probably socialise a lot more, so I don't know whether I'd have time to do Minecraft. But then again, it only takes an hour a night to make a video. Like, I try to put aside an hour a night, maybe an hour every second morning, because I do get up at either 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock to go on a run, a long run, or I do some piano practice sometimes. I try not to wake up mum and dad. Thankfully it's an electric keyboard and I use headphones and whatever. Oh, by the way, at this point of the video, I'm just going to be rambling about a bunch of pointless shit, so if you're here to if you're here to listen to all the funny... not funny. When am I ever funny? I'm never funny. If you're here to listen to all the kind of useful, important information regarding my channel, then that's probably all past, and I'm going to ramble about... Is that the third time I've used the word ramble in this talk? I think it is. And I mean, it's a nice word, but it's one of those words you can overuse. So what was I talking about? Gap year? No, I was talking about my schedule in the morning. I have a very scheduled lifestyle. I come home at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock? Come home at 4 o'clock, study until like 7, I think. Of course, there's a time in between there where I have my dinner. 7 till 8 I practice piano, 8 till 9 I play YouTube, 9 till 10 well, for half an hour I learn Swedish, do some studying in Swedish, and from like 9:30 till 10 I read a book in bed, listen to some music. Sometimes I actually compose music in bed. I'm a big fan of I don't know if you listen to much. Can you call it classical music? I don't know. I'm a big fan of Schoenberg, Wisniewski. Oh man, all these modernist Russian composers that write atonal music, microtonal music. If you searched it up, probably not gonna like it. To be honest, it's really obscure. But I don't know. It's just something about imperfection, deliberate imperfection in music. And I don't know, listening to so much classical music since I was young, I've become very boring. Like, I'm very bored. I haven't become boring, have I? Hopefully not. I've become very bored of just very plain, happy music, and I prefer melancholy. Melancholy? I never know how to use that word. It's one of those words like, I feel melancholy, I feel melancholic. What's the right use of the word? I'd rather feel melancholy than happiness, because it's one of those emotions where you're probably more likely to be creative if you're melancholic. Although there's certain kinds of happiness where I know there's a lot of poets that were very happy. I'm a big fan of poetry as well. I write a lot, I read a lot, and philosophy. In fact, I'm reading at the moment a French book. It's written by La Rochefoucauld, called. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I can't actually remember, but it's a book composed of his maxims, which are kind of short little lines, maybe 2 sentences. You can't really call them poems, but they release a short thing of philosophy that kind of reveals a small truth of life. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I noticed this part of the video has got nothing to do with my YouTube channel, and I'm kind of rambling on. Maybe I should start a podcast channel instead, because that just seems slightly more relevant to that. But can I be bothered? Probably not. Will you be seeing a podcast channel in the future? Probably not, because to be honest, I'm pretty ugly. Although I did get an award in my year for the best dressed, and I'm about 2 weeks away from being able to tie my hair back in a man bun. And that's the top knot man bun, not the full man bun. So, I mean, I'm relatively stylish. Ugly facial features, you'd probably not want to watch my podcasts, unless it was one of those, podcasts where, there's this YouTuber called Leafy is Here, or something, I don't know. He plays games while talking, which means he probably needs to cover his ugly face. Just kidding. I'm sure he's a very beautiful person. So, yeah, I've rambled way too much. 5th time I've rambled. Said rambled. That's the 6th time now. And to be honest, yeah. I should probably end the video soon before I start talking about something really weird. I'll probably end up getting to the point where I'm talking about the pros and cons of a communist government in Serbia or something. Serbia? That's a random country. It was random. Yeah, this is getting stupid. I better end this video. Goodbye.